Sonic Frontiers released, and a lot of people were either on the fence or they were super excited. This is a new generation of Sonic where the characters have a bit more depth. You know, Amy is no longer just your Sonic fanboy following around. Knuckles wants to go and explore the world and leave and see things outside of the Master Emerald, and Tails doesn't want to be reliant completely on Sonic. Hello guys, my name's Hikaru and welcome to my side of the internet. My side of the internet apparently has a Sonic game that completely develops their characters in every meaningful way possible. Today, what I want us to take a look at is just the super quick, simple ways that they fleshed out these characters. If you have yet to play Sonic Frontier, Sonic Adventure 2, and Sonic Forces, there will be very light spoilers. And there will also be very light spoilers regarding, you know, the original comics and stuff like that, just to give a small bit of context. So if you have yet to know about these things, please beware. Amy is actually a very cool case here because we're so used to seeing her in the light of just being all over Sonic, right? And it's super nice to see her kind of reflect on this. And I think the one thing that I took away from this was that she wants to take the love that she has and kind of spread it all around. When she was helping those Cocos, she kind of realized this, seeing that they were together even in the end, right? So I think one aspect of Amy's growth is that she realizes that she can have love for Sonic and still, you know, leave. She even says it herself. She wants to spread love despite the fact that it's going to completely just get her away from Sonic and she's going to be in other places while, you know, Sonic does his own thing. And of course, you know, Sonic never really reciprocated that love back, but there's an understanding, and he also responds with, you know, tell me how it was when you come back and, you know, we see each other again. I think this is just so amazing because you have Sonic just letting her do her thing, but you have Amy also realizing that there's more to life than just Sonic. And just as just a little FYI for the people who don't really know much about Amy, originally she was a tarot card reader. And when Sonic runs away to go fight the Titan, he says something along the lines of like, see, I'll be back faster than you can do like a fortune teller reading. This is so amazing to have callbacks of this nature be implemented as well. It shows that how much they really know each other and how much they like each other. I will admit, I think it would have been pretty nice if Amy would have responded back with something in that point, just to kind of, you know, have some fun between the two of them. But I think it was super amazing having Sonic add that little bit of touch and showing the audience that, you know, Amy did do other things as well. So Knuckles is actually a super cool case. The reason why is because the relationship between Sonic and Knuckles is, you know, pretty similar to Goku and Vegeta. And this is, you know, arguably before Shadow came, because when Shadow came, I would say, you know, Shadow took place of Vegeta more so than Knuckles, because Knuckles took more of a backseat once Shadow started, you know, being a bit more prevalent. But in the terms of what we're talking about now, Sonic is very clearly, you know, Goku. He's very silly, you know, has fun when he's fighting. He's always trying to, you know, see the brighter side of things if possible. And then you have, you know, Knuckles, who's very similar to Vegeta. In a lot of ways, he's the last of his race. He's very proud, and he's also, you know, protecting something. This is almost a one-to-one in a lot of ways, but I do think that seeing them move from that rivalry in Sonic Adventure is probably, you know, a great example. You know, when Knuckles sees Sonic for the first time in that game, you know, it was on site. Well, to be fair, he did have the Chaos Emerald, but, you know, the first thing that came to Knuckles' mind is, let me beat up Sonic and take it from him. You know, he straight up says, put him up. So the contrast to that in Sonic Frontiers, it's actually really nice, because now we see them more as brothers, like actual brothers. They're teasing each other, they're going back and forth, they're protecting one another. You know, this is something that's just super amazing to see in a more deliberate way. And it's not just them poking fun for the sake of it. It's actually seeing these two be really close and connected with each other and teasing each other just like brothers would all the time. I think, you know, Knuckles wanting to explore the world outside of his little island where he protects the Master Emerald is so crucial, because he's spent most of his life there in that island. And this is something that he says in the beginning of Sonic Adventure, actually.
As far back as I can remember, I've been living here on this dark island, always guarding the Master Emerald from anything that could harm it. I don't know why I was given this job, why it was my fate. Destined to be here forever.
He says, you know, I don't know why I'm here. I'm the last of my race, and why am I fated to just sit here? And it seems like he's, you know, contemplating on that same thought from a game that was made in the early 2000s. So this is just really amazing to see these plot points kind of come together and the characters question the same things that they said in these games way back when. It's just so amazing to see this, because now we get to see how do they think about the things that's happened in the past, and this is exactly what's happening. He's wondering these things like, okay, I've been sitting here all the time, but I'm jealous of Sonic. And Knuckles also says this directly. He's extremely jealous of Sonic, that he gets to run around, do what he wants, go where he wants, you know, just do whatever he wants in every basis that he can. You know, it's a freedom that he has, and he says, I'm jealous, I wish I can do it. And Sonic just simply says, well, you know, you can always do it, man. Tell me about it when you get back. I think this is something that is so amazing, because you're talking about, again, Knuckles, someone who's very headstrong, someone who can just punch through anything. And he takes a step back and he thinks about the past, and he thinks about a lot of the things that's happened and how can he move forward and the things that he wants as an individual, rather than doing, I guess you could say, his job or what he's fated to do. I think this is such an amazing thing to see in Knuckles. And I think this is going to be completely relevant moving forward, because now we're going to see how does he handle situations moving forward. If now he's going to be off of the island, what if the island gets attacked while he's gone? How is he going to handle this now that he's doing his own individualistic, you know, ideals of what he wants in his life? This leaves us with Miles Tails Prower, which is a fan favorite. Honestly, a lot of people love Tails, and I think what makes this super interesting is because Tails has been around Sonic the most. And let's also just call a spade a spade. Everything revolves around Sonic. If Sonic, you know, gets captured, they're going to save him. And these are things that have been kind of called out before, and this is exactly what Tails tries to talk about too. If you guys haven't played Sonic Forces, what happens is that in that game, Sonic fights, you know, Infinite, and essentially Sonic loses. And as soon as Sonic loses, Tails just breaks apart, breaks down. And they literally say it in the game. Tails says, you know, I've lost it, I'm sorry. Even the other characters in the game say that he's lost it. The entire first part of the game is, you know, Knuckles and Amy and everybody going, we don't have Sonic and we don't have Tails. It's been over 6 months. We don't have them right now. And Tails took a look at that. And I think this also plays a part in what Tails is talking about here in Frontiers. Tails wants to create an identity without Sonic, without having to depend on Sonic, without having to sit there crying for help every time something goes wrong. And I think throughout Sonic Forces, there were small hints of Tails trying to help out without Sonic actually being here. You can see this with Tails trying to repair E102 Gamma and things of this nature. So I think it's super important, and it's super interesting to see that Tails is sitting here going, hey, I broke down when you lost that fight and I couldn't really operate fully. And for Tails to look at Sonic and say, I think we need to separate and I need to go my own way. I need to go out and build a name for myself without you near me. And this is essentially the same thing Amy said, right? She wants to spread the love that she feels that is super important to her, and she wants to do it without Sonic. We are seeing the characters want to break away from Sonic, but of course in a healthy way. They're not saying they hate Sonic. They're saying, hey, we've revolved around you and we never created our own identity for ourselves. So now they all want to spread out and just go about their own business and do things without Sonic. And Tails is super important because, again, he spent the most time with Sonic. They grew up together. So it's really amazing seeing how Sonic and Tails just go, you know, hey, it's cool. Whenever you get back, let me know how it goes. And I think this, man, this is just so amazing. Finally seeing these characters break out of these molds. Amy's no longer your, you know, damsel in distress. Knuckles is no longer just the guy that sits at the Emerald, or whenever he sees Sonic, he just wants to punch him. And Tails is no longer just the tech guy that just is always yelling Sonic's name. Now they're seeing that, oh crap, I want to go outside of this. And I think this is super amazing.